Hi.
Sharda here.
Yeah, hi, Sharda.
Hi, everybody. Good morning. Yes, I'm Sharda Sheikh. So, I have a corporate experience of around 17 plus years and mostly into the operations, banking side, and various domains like. But SAP, I have never been a technical person. So, SAP SF is my first step that I'm taking towards to just increase a skill and to get ideas so that in future if I tend to switch lines, this would help me in the HR.
Okay, yeah, thank you very much, Sharda. Yeah, success factors, this is to clarify everybody. Success factors is a functional module and it has nothing to do with the technical part, though we have, one session where we discuss about the XML files, but we don't do anything like coding in success factors. It's purely a functional module.
Then it's great.
Yeah, thank you, Sharda.
Hi, good morning, everyone. My name is Sri Shankar Nagarajan. I'm from Chennai, and I have almost 12 years of experience in the corporate, and into 10 years I'm in SAP HCM. I was
Mm-hmm.
an SAP HCM payroll consultant, and then now I'm moving to SAP HCM interface consultant. I'm working with an EdNoc, so this is my experience and working.
Yeah, good to know that, Sri Shankar. You have a good experience into SAP HCM. Though SAP SuccessFactors is a product of SAP, there's nothing that is common or no. The process-wise, it is same in all the applications, be it SuccessFactors or Workday or any other application. But the technology-wise or the front-end UI-wise, it is completely different. Okay. Yeah, we'll go through that. Thank you. Next.
Hi, I'm Suma.
Yeah, hi, Suma.
I'm from Houston, Texas.
Mm-hmm.
I'm an HR supervisor for one of the local
Mm-hmm.
government office. I use regularly this SAP, but some departmental changes, merges. I have to learn little more deep into SAP SuccessFactors. So
Oh,
I contacted Hari, and through this, here I
okay.
am today.
Yeah. Thank you very much, Suma.
Thank you.
Hi, very good morning. Myself Nagesh. I have an experience into corporate HR from last 10 years. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Currently, I'm using SuccessFactors as a end user from last 4 years. Okay.
Okay.
Right now, it's completely we are working in SuccessFactors, RCM onboarding 2.0, EC compensation management, and PMGM as well.
Okay.
And the end user, I'm working now from last 4 years, and currently I want to be as a consultant as well. Okay, into that field as actually we have an opportunity right now in our company,
Mm-hmm.
and that's the reason why I'm just looking to learn these success factors EC module first, and later on remaining modules.
Okay. If you still have some openings, you can refer some of our colleagues.
Yeah,
Mm.
sure, Arjun.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Thank you.
yeah.
Yeah.
Mm.
Go ahead,
Can I
Meher.
go next, Venu?
Yep. Go ahead, Meher.
Yeah, it's Meher, I think, I think I took your compensation module as well.
Oh, okay.
I
Yep.
couldn't able to complete everything, and I think I have to, just stop in between. There's the emergency.
Okay. Okay.
I have to leave it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
But
So,
I live in New Jersey.
mm,
I was also director for HR operations.
okay.
I just wanted to just learn more about the technology. I think I manage so many Accenture and all this, a lot of consultants, but I just wanted to have a greater
Okay.
exposure to the technology.
Yeah, yeah. Okay. So whatever your consultants are telling you, no, you want to validate whether they are giving you the
Not
right
validate,
solutions or
but
not.
I just wanted to educate myself.
Yeah, 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 yeah.
I'm not doubting them.
Yeah.
Giving me great,
Yeah. Most of the
great
times
services.
consultants,
Uh,
yeah, most of the times
mm,
consultants will say that no, this is not possible in system. We reached out
mm,
to SAP, even they said the same thing and all. You'll
mm.
get to hear all of these things. Okay. Good to know
but
that.
I just wanted to, I did some, like some configuration, everything. I don't get into too details,
Mhm.
but I want my team to go into the details. I just wanted to get kind of experience.
Okay, got it.
Thank you.
Thank you, Meher. Anyone else?
Yes, hi. Good morning, everyone. My
Hi,
name is
Mohammed.
Mohammed Yusuf. Hi. So I've been working in a corporate domain. I'm a bilingual. I speak French as well. So I have a total around 8 years of experience into software application support.
Mhm.
Now I have been working in for the mostly for the French company in India. And now I want to learn something functional. So SAP HCM I have already worked in the past for 6 months. I got into one project where I worked, but mainly it was a basic troubleshooting we used to do in PA or some transaction code I used to run, but that I forgot. I did it like almost 2 to 3 years before. So coming back again, I want to, one of my friend recommended me, here to learn SAP SuccessFactor. So here I am.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you.
Yusuf.
Good morning.
Thank you.
I'm Manisha.
Yeah, hi, Manisha.
I have recently completed my BTech in Computer Science and Engineering with a specialization in data science from the 2025 batch. I'm now interested in starting my career in SuccessFactors. I don't have any industry experience yet. Thank you.
Oh, okay, yeah. Thank you, Manisha.
Myself, Pooja. Good morning, all.
Hi,
I'm
Pujita.
completed my MBA recently, so I just wanted to learn this module.
Okay.
I'm interested in this.
Yeah, thank you, Pujita. So you both are like freshers and you don't have any knowledge about
Yeah.
software industry or software process.
Mm.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah. Thank you.
Hi, sir. Good morning. This is Nagendra.
Hi, Nagendra.
Yeah, I previously worked as a HR recruiter cum coordinator and HR scheduler for the client PwC.
Mhm.
Now that contract got expired last year, so from then I'm trying to secure a suitable job opportunity for myself, but nothing seems to work out due to some budget constraints and far locations and positions on hold from the employer side. So I think that so without any technical knowledge, we can't survive in the IT sector. So that's why I committed to learn the SAP SuccessFactors course. That's why I'm reached out this Winhold consultancy through LinkedIn. I connected with them. So we should learn this course because I need a job. So that's why I'm very interested in this course. That's
Yeah,
all about me, sir. Thank you.
yeah. Thank you, Nagendra. Did you attend the demo also?
Yes, sir,
Some,
I attend,
yeah,
but I can't complete the session due to some
yeah,
works.
yeah,
So that's why. So
yeah,
Ashok sir suggested me. So first you need to attend the session first today. I
yeah,
just
yeah.
connected him 10 minutes back. So he
Okay,
got my email ID and please attend the session. We will discuss later. So that's why I'm attended immediately.
okay. Yeah, thank you, Nagendra.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you. Others who are not speaking, can you please be on mute? Yeah. Afros, go ahead. Anyone else would like to introduce? Indrani, Zaitullah. I think Latasri we have spoken earlier, right?
My name is Fatma and I'm in
Yes,
Houston.
sir.
And can you guys hear me?
Yes, we can hear you.
Okay, so my name is Fatma. I'm in Houston and I have been in banking. And this is something that I have not done before. SAP and a lot of people in my family have done it. And I want to have a better option for myself. So this is my first time. I don't have any exposure to HCM, Workday, or anything like that. I have only used it as an employee, and I'm very excited to learn.
Okay. Yeah. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Thank you, Fatma. And yeah, okay, fine. Then we'll start with the session. I hope all of you can see my screen. Yes.
Yes,
No?
sir.
Yes.
Okay. So let me quickly walk you through the course content, what we'll be covering in next 25 sessions. Okay. And we'll also discuss on few things about success factors today. So let me open the course content. Stop sharing and open the course content, and I'll reshare my screen. Okay, I'm sharing my screen. Sorry. Let me know when you see my screen. Can see my screen, right?
I can see you.
Okay, okay. So if I think some of you have already attended the demo where we discussed about the course content, how the course is structured. So, and some of you have not attended the demo, that's fine. We'll be sharing you the link, just go through it, though it is not anything much on success factors, but it helps you to understand what are we going to do in this 24 or 25 sessions. Okay. The course is designed in such a way that each and every area of Employee Central is covered. Now, be it related to your certification or related to your interviews, now we'll be covering all the areas of Employee Central. Okay, Employee Central is a vast module. Whatever that we are going to learn is the common configuration which every customer across the globe needs. There are some additional configurations which may or may not be required for all customers. Things like document generation or a global assignment. These are some of the areas which not every customer may go with concurrent employment and all. Okay, that you can learn once you have an idea of Employee Central, what we are going to do, how the Employee Central configuration can be managed. It is easy to understand. Okay, now the first four sessions would be completely about the theoretical part, like what are the roles and responsibilities of a success factors consultant. All of us, when we get into the SF role, what would be our role? So what we are going to do, what are our responsibilities, what we'll be doing. So we'll be talking about the roles and responsibilities of a success factors consultant. That will start that way after this course content. Okay. And then we also discuss about the system landscape, how a system is structured. Like any other application, we also follow the 3-tier structure. But again, it depends on customer to customer, how many systems they want to set up. It is not only 3, we can also have additional systems configured. And what are the types of systems that we have? There are 2 types, basically. We'll discuss in detail about those types, why do we use, and what are the, which system would we using first, and what are those 2 systems. Okay, that is on the day 1. Day 2 is about the release management. Success factors have 2 releases every year. They upgrade the system twice a year, once in 6 months. And whenever the upgrade happens, as a consultant, you should be knowing about each and every functionality which is getting added into the product. There could be some new features which are added into the product, or for the existing functionalities, they must have enhanced or done some modification. So we should know what are those Okay, so we'll discuss about how to get this information, where do we get this information, and how do we prepare the presentation to the customer. So all of this we'll be talking about in the day 2. Okay, release management and also about certification. So every aspirant who want to get into success factors should have at least one module certification. You, it is good to have multiple modules knowledge, but again, at least one module certification, you should be having to get into success factors. So how do we do this certification? How to subscribe for the certification, what comes in certification, that we'll discuss in day 2. Day 3 is all about the configuration workbooks, how we get the configuration requirements from customer, how do we handle them, how to note them, and we also talk about the implementation guides. There are some documents which we would be downloading from one of the portal called Partner Edge. So who gets this access, how to download this document, what kind of documents are there, how many configuration workbooks are there, that we'll be discussing in day 3. Day 4 will be talking about the activate methodology or the implementation methodology that we use to implement for any customer. We also discuss about the first system, which is provisioning access, and some of the important URLs like community portal or HCM Cloud Ops or HCM, now SAP, me.sap or partner. So we'll be looking at these portals. Okay, so these are the 4 theoretical sessions what we'll be having, and then after 4th session, again there's nothing to practice till these 4 sessions. But again, once we start the practical part, all of you would be given access to system. You would be doing whatever that is taught in the session. You will have to go practice in the system. The more you practice, the more you learn. Okay, from day 5 onwards, we'll be starting off the implementation. SuccessFactors recommends in one of these documents, SuccessFactors recommends us to follow a sequence of steps for implementing SF to the customer. Okay, what are those steps? We will go through the step and we'll follow the sequence, the same sequence, not 1 to step number 18, but at least 5-6 steps we will do in the same sequence, and from there onwards we'll take our own route. Okay, we'll start with the provisioning access, how to log into provisioning, who gets the provisioning access, what features we'll be enabling in the provisioning. We'll talk that in the day 5. Day 6 is about the data models. There's a concept of data models in Employee Central, which is very, very important. Every interview that you face, you'll be getting 1 or 2 questions from this session itself, session 6. Then we have day 7, introduction to XML language. We'll take one data model. And we'll discuss more about the data model, the corporate data model. I'll teach you how to access the workflow, the XML files. So what are the some of the basics of XML, how to access this data models in system, how to navigate, how to modify these XML files, that we'll see in day 7. Day 8 also is second data model, which we'll be talking about, which will take only 10 to 15 minutes of time. And then after that, we'll be talking about the types of objects that we have. There are different types of objects, and we'll be maintaining all of these objects, or we'll be configuring these objects. Okay, we'll talk about these objects, and 9, 10, 11, and 12, these 4 sessions will be configuring or will be managing the data related to different types of objects. We have objects like foundation objects, MDF objects, generic objects. We'll be configuring them in the system. We'll be setting up the system actually. Okay, so we'll set up the company structure. We see how this structure shows up in the system once we have configured, and using all of these 9, 10, 11, 12 sessions, we'll be hiring employees in day 13. Okay, using all the data that we have configured, like company, business unit, division, department, location, pay components, the pay grades, using all of these objects, we'll be hiring our employees. So how do we add employees in the system? What are the different ways of adding an employee into the system? And how do we customize the employee data? Well, while hiring the employee, we may have to add different portlets of information or different information in different portlets. So how the employee data is structured, what are effective dated portlets, what are non-effective dated portlets, what are background elements, that we see in day 13. Day 14, now whatever that we have done so far, 9, 10, 11, 12 and 13, this is all manual activity, like looking at individual employee or creating one company at a time or creating one department at a time, one position at a time. But in day 14 and 15, we'd be looking at bulk load or bulk upload of data. Okay. It can be the objects or it can be the employee data. So we'll see how to add the bulk employees into the system, hundreds or thousands of employees, or now if you have thousands of positions to be created, 10 or 15 departments are to be created, or hundreds of positions, hundreds of locations to be created. So how do we handle this in the system? That we'll see in 14 and 15. 16, we talk about the security part, RBP, we call it RBP, role-based permissions. Very, very important concept. Every interview, you'll be getting some questions on the RBP part, and you also have some questions in your certification as well. Role-based permissions. When an employee logs into the system, what an employee can see, what employee will not see, or what employee can edit, what managers can edit, or what HRs can do. How do we differentiate the access? Now, how to control these permissions, that we see in day 16. 17, now this can spread over to next session as well, 17. Okay, in day 17, we'll be talking about the workflows. Workflows are nothing but the approvals. Then those approval processes can be configured for any actions that we do in the system. Like if an employee is changing their first name, and if you want HRBP or HR manager to approve that request, or if an employee is applying for a leave, we want to have 2 levels of approval, or if HR is initiating some transfer or promotion, system should trigger 5 levels of approval or 6 levels of approval. Now we'll see how to configure these workflows or approvals in the system, how many levels can be configured, what are the different approvers that can be configured in the system, that we'll see in day 17. 18, 19, and 20, these 3 sessions will be talking about, again, very important concept of business rules. Business rules are ways to implement logic in the system. We create different logics to validate, to default, to propagate, or to calculate some data in the system. Okay, so using business rules, we can achieve a lot of things in SuccessFactors. Business rules are available in different modules, not only in Employee Central, but in different modules as well. But however, we use business rules a lot in Employee Central. Okay, so we'll discuss about the different scenarios. We'll take different scenarios and see how to configure these business rules in system. Day 21 will be again coming back to workflows, how to execute the workflows, how we can configure business rules using using business rules. How do we configure these workflows? We'll see that in day 21, and the execution part as well. Once system triggers a workflow, how to skip levels of approval, or how to add approvers in between, or how to delete some approvers. So we'll see that administrative part as well in day 21. 22, we'll be talking about the customization, how to customize the product, how many, if you want to add a custom field into the any of the portlets, or if you want to change the properties of the existing fields, like a field is mandatory, but you want to make it as optional. A field is available for annual employees, but you want to control it through business rules, or should, if a field is to show up only for certain users, or on change of a particular field, you don't want to make it mandatory or make it mandatory. So we'll see different scenarios and customizations in the product. We will also see how to add a custom portlet. SuccessFactors gives us some standard portlets like personal information, job information, employment, education, qualification, biographical information. So there are like close to 100 portlets which are available. But again, we may not be using all of these portlets for all customers. And sometimes your customer might ask you to create a custom portlet for them, okay, to store different data, which is not available in SuccessFactors. So how do we customize that? How do we create a custom portlet? That we see in day 22. 23, again, we'll talk about the position management settings, very important again. This is not of the practical. I'll show you how to this is one-time setup which can be done. We'll just have to go choose the business rules, assignment of the business rules, or you would be setting up the position management so that customers can use the positions for hiring, or what happens when a position becomes vacant, what happens when a manager is transferred or terminated. So what should happen to all of those employees who are reporting to that employee? So how position management handles these scenarios, that we see in day 23. Day 24, we talk about the reports, whatever data that we have created in system, employee data or the foundation or the generic object data that we have created, if we have to extract. So how do we create the reports, and what are the different types of reports that we have in SuccessFactors, like table, canvas, story reports. So different reports we'll see how to create reports and share the reports with others. We'll also talk about the synchronization of data, how the data is transferred from one system to other system. They say both the data and the configuration. Okay, we use a tool called Configuration Transport Center. We'll discuss more about the Configuration Transport Center in day 25. Now, this is what we'd be discussing in next 24 sessions. But again, sometimes it may happen that the session, if we could not cover the sessions on time, we'll have to stretch for 25th or 26th sessions. No, it happened with couple of batches that we extended our sessions for 28 or 29 or max of 30. If any of these topics, if you want to go through again, or if you need more clarification, or you need some more examples, we can discuss. Okay, so in that case, it is not 24, it might stretch, or it might stretch over to 25, 26. Okay, any doubts so far?
So when is the class? Like you said, 25 sessions. Is it every day?
Yes, every day, Monday to Friday, 1 hour of session every day. This would be the timing, 7:30 to 8:30 IST. Okay, and it goes on for 5 weeks, 5 into 5, 25 sessions. In between, if you have any holidays, we might take 1 or 2 days break. So it is like 35 to 40 days.
And it's not on weekends?
No, we don't, or I don't take sessions on weekends, Saturdays and Sundays, because first 4 sessions are okay. This is just a theoretical part. But when we actually start the configuration, you need some time for recap as well. Okay, so I leave Saturday and Sunday to do the revision and do the configuration if you have missed any in the weekdays.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah. Sometimes you feel that you have learned too much in the weekdays, so you can take a break and try to revise what we have done. Again, all of you will be getting the recordings as well every day, so you can just go through the recordings if you want to recap the sessions. Yes.
Also, just very high level. If I wanted to show my configuration, I want to share my screen, and I just wanted to show my whatever the client I'm working with. If I wanted to share my screen,
I don't recommending sharing your confidential customer data with others. Yeah, that we can do personally. But yeah, if you would be given access to demo system where you would be practicing, and if you have any clarifications or doubts, we can discuss in that instance.
Okay, Thank you.
Okay.
Thank you.
Yeah. Because the screens are recorded, and if
No,
it gets
I
exposed,
understand.
it would be
I definitely
compliments.
understand.
Yeah.
I understand.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah. Thank you.
Hi, Venu. Actually, we are talking about that module. It's a RBPs as well, right? In that this thing.
Yes.
But
Yes.
can you explain about if in case if I have multiple legal entities in one instant, okay? Can you able to explain about that one also? It means
Yes.
the RBPs and in one legal entities also we can create a business units as well, right?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
In that case also, can you able to explain all those things?
Yes, we'll be looking at the data in different aspects. Like when we start our configuration, we discuss different scenarios and configure that in the system. Okay, it is like a mini project. Okay, it can be multiple legal entities or companies configured for different countries, and the RBP setup for different granted and the target population. Let's say if you want a particular HR manager to see only a location employees data, not all the employees of the organization, or a director who want to see all the employees, irrespective of the companies that we have configured. Okay, so different scenarios we can see in the system. We'll be configuring that.
Okay. Right. And also these documentation, it means managed documentation will be there, right? That one also you're able to, it means creation of forms and everything.
Yes, document generation, it is not covered as a course content. Yes, after 24, 25 sessions, if you still feel that you want to know about document generation, we can see that as well.
Okay. Right.
Okay. Anything else?
And just a quick one. So,
yes, please.
I hear that there is an EC and ECP. So I know that an EP is an employee profile alone, which the data is just coming from S4 to SF. So that an EC is something which standalone without SuccessFactor also. Sorry, S4 also.
Yes, any of the modules of SuccessFactors can be implemented as a standalone implementation. Like EC can be configured alone. And similarly, the other modules can also be configured without EC also. EC is basically maintenance of the master data. Okay, it is not only the master data maintenance. We do different configurations related to the org structure or the RBP or different validations. Okay, so yes, we can configure the Employee Central module without S4 HANA as well. Okay, or including the S4 HANA as well. Okay, ECP, for configuring the ECP, you need to have Employee Central, and to do your certification in Employee Central, again, Employee Central is mandatory. Employee Central is a prerequisite for your ECP certification. That means for ECP consultants, you need to do 2 certifications, EC and ECP. Because Employee Central Payroll is a cloud payroll system. It is same as your HCM payroll. All of those transaction codes, what you use in payroll system, that will be using in ECP as well. Okay, but only difference is there you're navigating to payroll system through GUI and using the transaction codes. But here in ECP, it is a cloud payroll system. You will be navigating it through a URL. Okay, and there is a connection point-to-point integration that happens between EC and ECP that you will be learning in ECP.
Okay, so the same thing that when you say a connection, so there is an S4 HANA and then there is an EC. So there is a connection between that, the PIP or also some CPI connection. So that are we going to cover that also?
No, we
or the
are not
connection
going.
setup?
No, we are not going to talk about the integration part, because it all depends upon customer to customer what tool they want to use to integrate the data from SuccessFactors to SAP or Oracle or any other third-party application. Okay, let's say if a customer is using some third-party payroll application like KDP or some other system for performance appraisals or time machine. Now, it is not mandatory for all the customers that they have to use one particular interface. It depends. Like it can be Dell Boomi, or it can be CPI, it can be HCI, HANA Cloud Integration. So it depends on customer to customer. So, and you need to have knowledge of that integration tool to understand how to integrate the data. That is not covered. But the integrating the data between the modules, like internally system sends or system takes the data from EC to recruitment, or recruitment to EC, or EC to onboarding, or onboarding to EC, or onboarding to EC to PMG. That integration we'll see. Internal modules, how they are integrated, how the data flows from one module to other module, that we'll see in our sessions.
Okay, thank you.
Okay. Anything else? Okay.
Thanks,
So
Madam.
you don't have to wait till end of the session to ask for any doubt. Now, if you feel that you need more information, you need some clarification, you can stop me, interrupt me, we can discuss again. Please refrain, or please stick to your doubts only to the topics that we are discussing. Okay. We'll discuss each and everything, but again, not to deviate from the regular sessions. Please restrict to your doubts to only the topics that we are discussing. Okay, so let's get into the actual session. First thing today, we'll start with the roles and responsibilities of a SuccessFactors consultant. I'd be writing a lot of notes in this Excel, and I'll be sharing you this Excel at the end of the session. So if you want to make a note of these things, you can do that personally. But again, I'll be sharing you these notes at the end of the sessions, not every day. After 24 sessions, I'll be sharing you this complete workbook. Okay. Now, the roles and responsibilities of a SuccessFactors consultant. Coming to the roles, we don't have too many roles in SuccessFactors. In SAP, we have roles like technical consultant or ABAPer, functional consultant who configures the system, workflow consultant who does the configuration of workflows, and then we have ESS, MSS consultant separately. We have a basis consultant to set up the system. We have GRC consultant who does the security part. We don't have these many roles in SuccessFactors. We only have one role called a consultant who does all of these activities. We set up the system, we configure it, we customize it, we set up the workflows, ESS, MSS, and we also configure the security part. Okay. Now, depending on the organizations, different companies name these consultants differently. Package consultant, or a functional consultant, or a consultant, associate consultant. Again, it depends upon your experience and the type of organization that you're working for. Some companies says, as a manager or a deputy manager, IT. So different, they can give you different roles, but all of us would be doing the same thing, the configuration of the system. Okay, and we don't have different roles. The names can be different, but everybody would be doing the same thing. Okay, and I would be referring to SAP because SuccessFactors is a product of SAP. Some terminologies what we use in SAP, we also use them in SuccessFactors as well. Okay, but for roles, it is only one role, a consultant role who would be configuring the system. So we have two types of projects here, implementation and support. Implementation and support. Like any other application, again, we do the support. One good thing in SuccessFactors is each and every customer who got the SuccessFactors implemented, they need the support consultant working with them, okay, because of different reasons. So what is an implementation and what is a support? Implementation is configuring the application. End-to-end configuration is done in implementation. So we get the requirement from customer, what they want to use and how they want to use the system. We get these requirements and we configure the system. We test the configurations that we have done and we deploy these changes to customer. That is your implementation in short. Okay, so there are different phases of the implementation. We do different activities in different phases that we will be discussing in the coming session, the activate methodology session. Okay, but in short, the implementation, we get the requirement from customer, we configure the system, we test, and we deliver it to customer. That is your implementation. Once the implementation is completed, your customer might be having a lot of changes. Maybe they want to change the existing workflow process, or maybe they want to include a new department or configure new company in the system or configure a new location in the system. So that comes as part of support. Okay. The one good thing in SuccessFactors is every customer who are using SuccessFactors should have a support consultants working with them. There are close to 7,000 plus customers across the globe. And for all of these customers, we have SuccessFactors support with different implementation partners. Okay. Now, some terminologies like here, customer, implementation partner. We have some freshers or someone who has not worked in IT industry earlier need to understand these terms. Okay. Customer, implementation partner, and consultant. Feel free to ask me anything. Okay. So don't worry about others. You have some doubt, just get it clarified. Okay. So we talked about these terms called customers, implementation partners, and the consultants. Customers are the end users to whom we are going to implement SuccessFactors. Okay. Let's take an example of PepsiCo. PepsiCo is a company having, I'm giving you an example. Let's say they have 10,000 employees and they want SuccessFactors to be implemented for those 10,000 employees. Again, SuccessFactors is a HR application which is used by all the employees of the organization and mostly by HRs to do different activities from hire to retire. If they have to hire employees or transfer employees or promote employees or suspend employees or apply leaves or to terminate employees, the HRs use SuccessFactors application. Employees use it for their purpose, like filling their appraisals, looking at their payslip, downloading their payslips, downloading different documents like appointment letters or the transfer letters, applying leaves, or to update their information like dependent information or education details or filling their previous experiences. So all of this for all of these activities, employees would be logging into SuccessFactors application. So these are called the end users. For PepsiCo is an end user who is using SuccessFactors. Now, who configures it for PepsiCo? It is the consultants who would be configuring. Okay. Now, all of us would become consultant and we would be associated with one of the implementation partner. Now, who is the implementation partner? Someone who can configure SuccessFactors to customers. They are called the implementation partners. Because of the volume of customers that we have across the globe, like we have 7,000 to 8,000 customers across the globe. SAP alone cannot configure.
Sorry, can I stop you for just 1 minute?
Yes. Yeah. Go ahead.
Yeah. So what happens if I choose not to have any customer or
any implementation partner in between?
Implementation. What happens to if something happens to me tomorrow?
Yeah, we'll discuss.
I should be calling.
Yeah.
Will
I'll
they have
explain
to open a ticket with SAP or how does it work?
Yeah. I'll discuss about that. Okay.
Thank
now,
you.
the implementation partner is someone who are authorized to implement SuccessFactors to customer. Okay. SuccessFactors is a SAP product. So SAP has to implement this. But SAP cannot handle all of the customers. So what SAP does is SAP gives license to implement their product to customers. So all of these companies like Accenture, Capgemini, Deloitte, Wipro, Cognizant, okay, these are big names, but again, there are small and medium-sized companies as well who implement SuccessFactors. Now, in order to implement SuccessFactors to customers, firstly, these companies are to be associated, tied up with SAP. They need to go take license from SAP. that we are going to implement your product to customers. Okay. Now, different implementation partners have different terms. Okay. They say that no, I'll be implementing for these many customers. You'll have to give me this discount. They will talk to SAP and get the license from SAP, and they start implementing SuccessFactors for customers, and they are called implementation partners. Now, in a layman term, if I have to say that, you must be heard about the franchises, right? What is a franchise? If I want to have some McDonald's burger. Where will I get this?
We need to contact to McDonald's for
We
franchising.
need to reach out. Either you order it from Swiggy
Kind
or
of conduct a
Zomato, or
business.
you need to reach out to the nearest outlet that you have, right? You don't get these products in any supermarket. There are products which you get in supermarket; those are different. But to things like your McDonald's or KFC or a Pizza Hut or anything as such, you need to reach out to that outlet to get that product, right? They are the authorized dealers to sell that product. Now you cannot just buy in bulk and say, no, I'll sell it at my home. No, you cannot do that. Okay. Now the same thing for SuccessFactors. To implement SuccessFactors to customers, you need to get license from SAP. And they are called the implementation partners. These consultants would be working for implementation partner. Now, if I am a consultant, if I have to implement or if I have to support a customer, I need to be associated with implementation partner. Implementation partner assigns the project to consultants. So, as a consultant, I go reach out to customer, configure it, deploy it to customer, and I hand over the project, then come out. Then I'll be assigned with a new project. I go do the same thing. Maybe if it is a support, I'll be supporting the customer. Now, sometimes you see that the consultants would be hired by end users, by customer. When you're hired by a customer, you becomes the end user. You becomes an end user, not the consultant. You will no longer have the privileges of configuring the system. There are many things. No, depending on the permissions that are granted to you, you can do some configurations, but you'll not be able to all of the configurations in the system. Okay. Now, you don't need to have a certification if you're working with a customer. But yes, if you have to implement SuccessFactors for a customer, you need the certification. If you are associated with implementation partner will make sure you have the active certification to do the configuration. Only the certified consultants can configure SuccessFactors for customers. There are many things which are linked with your certification. A few things like, the first step in your configuration would be setting up the provisioning system. End users will not have access to provisioning system. If you don't have certification, you will not be able to log into provisioning. If you are not associated with implementation partner, you are a freelancer or you are working for a customer, you will not have provisioning access. And the second criteria for getting the provisioning access, I will be talking more about the different types of systems, instance and provisioning. Okay, I'll tell you in detail. But there are few configurations which you will have to do in the provisioning system, and you will not be able to do if you are not certified and if you are not associated with implementation partner. You can do some configurations in system which is handled by RBP, role-based permissions, but not all configurations. Okay, so that's why we should always go with implementation partner.
It's kind of a slippery slope, As a client, sometimes you wanted to, take ownership of your product.
Yes.
Otherwise, you have to just depend on your, implementation partners. I'm
Yeah.
not saying that it's right or wrong. I'm not
Yeah.
going to judge anyone, but it's kind of a very slippery slope.
Hmm. Yes. SAP has to survive, right? The market.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay.
And in this
So,
case, one more thing,
yes, Sri.
if I'm just trained in SAP and not in SAP as a success factor, now I'm just becoming a success factor consultant. I'm just working with my company where that already SF is there. So I just gone here and just getting experience from there. So in this case, that again, I need to get a certification to just jump into a pure consultant role.
Yes. Every no module has a certification, like Employee Central, compensation. So each of these modules have different certifications, and we'll talk about certification in tomorrow. Like each module has a different code. So for Employee Central, it is THR 81. You need to have this certification to implement. Okay. Now your customer would be asking you when you're assigned with a project. Your customer would be asking you whether you are a certified consultant or not. Okay. They will have to approve your provisioning access. And if you don't have certification, though you're working for SAP, but you doesn't have certification, at least in one module you should have certification to get the provisioning access. Provisioning access is same for all modules. That's why you should have at least one module certification.
Okay, got it. Thank you.
Yeah, we'll talk in detail about the certification and the provisioning access in the coming sessions. Okay, so is this clear on these terms? Customer, implementation partner, consultants. Okay, now we are consultants who would be working on these two types of projects. When you're hired, you can ask your recruiter whether this is for a support role or an implementation role. Again, both of them are important. It is nothing. It's not like support is important or implementation important. Nothing like that. So you should have the knowledge of the product to implement or to support the product. So what do we do in implementation is like configuring the system. End-to-end configuration is done in the system for a customer. And in support, you will be doing three things mainly. One is the incident management. It depends on customer to customer what ticketing tool that they are using. Usually, customers would be raising their concerns through tickets. Okay, the most common application that we use for customers for ticketing is the ServiceNow. Okay, there are many other applications like even Salesforce also has their own ticketing tool. SAP has got their own ticketing tool called Jira. So we have different tools, but the common one would be the ServiceNow, where customers would be raising their concerns, raising the tickets. Now, it could be a knowledge gap, it could be now the issue with the configuration, or it would be to fix some configuration in the system. So they would be raising a ticket, and now these tickets can be prioritized like high priority, low priority, medium priority, depends on customer to customer. We'll be handling these incidents. That's called incident management. Second is the change management. Existing processes, if there is any change, if they want to implement some additional things in any of the modules, then we go through change management. Again, for change management, it is like mini implementation. Your customer would be giving their requirements through the BRD, business review documents. Then we need to go through that document, understand what is that change. Let's say a simple change like they are they are having two levels of approval for transfer. Now they want to introduce the third step as well. Maybe instead of the second step, they want to have a different step in the second step, and second step, the current second step should be moved to third step. Let's say initially it was going to manager for approval. Once manager is approved, it goes to HR manager for approval. These are the two levels which are configured. Now they want to include one more step. Immediately after manager has approved the transaction, the department head should be taking or giving the approval, and then it goes to HR manager. Now this is the third step that is to be configured in the system. This is a change in the system. So we need to configure this. Sometimes it may happen that there is no department head, or the manager himself or herself is a department head. So what happens in that case? So I want to skip that step, and it should have only 2 levels. So you need to do different scenarios testing and then deploy it. This is a change. The change can be a minor one, like adding a new field or changing the attributes of the field, or it can be a major change in the system, like there is no configuration for promotion workflow or termination workflow, or they are not using any. They want to have a custom portlet configured for termination, processing the termination. So it can be a major change also in the system. So we also do the change management through support. And then third is release management. Every 6 months, SuccessFactors would be upgrading their product with different functionalities. So we need to, as a consultant, you need to know what are those new features, new functionalities that are getting into the system. So we do it through release management. So we'll talk about release management in tomorrow's session in detail, like what comes in, what would be our role in it, or how these release features are handled. That we'll talk in detail in tomorrow's session. Okay, so that would be major, like 1 month in the first half and 1 month in the second half would be completely occupied with the release management as well. Along with your incident management and change management, we also do the release management. Sometimes you will see a different consultant or a different resource who would be handling the release management, different resources handling change and incident management. Okay, implementation also. Release management is required in implementation also. Since product is not implemented, configured for customer, they don't know about the new functionalities. For them, everything is new. But as a consultant, you should know what has come in that particular release. Okay, so that we will be talking about in tomorrow's session. Any doubts here? Please let me know if I'm going fast, or if I'm slow, or if you want me to increase the speed.
You are
We'll do that.
good, Venu. Thank you.
Yeah, because we do have some freshers or someone who is new to SuccessFactors, new to software development. So we should keep them also in mind.
Yeah.
Okay. So we will stop it here for today. There are a few more things that are not covered in the first session, the types of system, that we'll do it in tomorrow's session.
Venu, one quick thing.
Yes, go ahead.
Yeah. So Venu, you are going to explain all these through the workflows, right? Incident management and change management. Because right now I am in total approval through only. Don't know exact process because that's what I'm trying to learn. In detail process
Yes.
also you're going to?
Yes. We'll be doing, we have discussed the course content as well, right? So workflows,
Yes.
we'll configure different workflows, one for name change, one for promotion, one for termination, we'll configure 6 or 7 different types of workflows. Now, I configure 6 workflows and show you, and then I'll ask you to configure different workflows. Okay. And how do we use one workflow for multiple processes? That we'll see in our regular sessions.
Perfect. Thank you.
Yeah, all of these scenarios are covered.
Yeah, because right now I'm using all high-end level only, not in depth. Because till now I'm a customer like, but now after that, right, how the market is going on. Because that situation, different department is merged. So I become as an implementation partner also. So need to go through in depth.
Yeah, since you are wearing a cap of customer, you can give us your requirement and we'll configure that in the system. Okay, so that you also learn and we also get to know few scenarios.
Thank you.
Okay, thank you, Suma. Okay, so we'll stop it here for today. We'll connect back tomorrow.
I have one query.
Yes, go ahead.
So implementation part can be done by the end user, right?
Implementation cannot be done by the end user. End users only uses the product.
Okay.
Configured application is used by end users.
Confident. Okay.
Okay.
Oh, okay. Okay.
Yeah. End users, they only use the application, let's say HR operations. What would be HR operations doing? HR operations does hiring employees, transferring employees, promoting
Yeah.
employees,
Exit
terminating employees.
formalities. Yeah.
Yeah, they will be taking care of all of these things, but they'll be
Okay.
doing this in the system. To do that in the system, we need to configure, what fields you want to see while hiring. HR operation gives us the requirement saying that while hiring the employee, I need these fields to be automated, or I want these fields to be mandatory. I want this field to be optional. I want to maintain information like education details, biographical information, name information, personal information. So I need these details. Okay, so we configure it as per their requirement.
Okay.
Okay, you configure a workflow in the backend. When an end user applies for a leave, system triggers a workflow. Now, how is system triggering that workflow? Because you have configured the system in such a way that whenever somebody creates a leave request, it should go to the 2 levels of approval. So that is configured by you as a consultant.
Okay.
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 End user executes these processes.
Okay.
Okay.
So when I configure those kind of information, end user will be complete that particular task, right?
Yes.
Okay. Venu, got it.
Okay. Okay. Have a great rest of your day. We'll catch up tomorrow.
Thank you, Venu.
Thank
Thank
all.
you.
Thanks, Hanu. Thank you.
Goodbye.
Thank you.